And I want to pick up right where Pastor Whitfield was last week. Last week, Pastor Whitfield was continuing to talk about the 5 critical statements that every leader must know. We know those are: growth without change is impossible. You know, Pastor Whitfield has taught this and modeled this so much. He can walk down the hallways of Impact University or at Agape Faith Church and he can holler out the word growth and everybody responds, without change is impossible. He can holler out the word everything. Many of you know this. Rises and falls on leadership. Teams. Now this one can sometimes get mumbly, but teams are the fundamental building unit of any organization. That's a longer one, but it is a true one. And he'd been talking to you about teams. Number 4 was, you can't do everything, but you can lead many things. And number 5 is, repetition is the motor of learning. So all of those 5 critical statements, Pastor Whitfield was focusing on number 4, which was you can't do everything, but you can lead many things. Now that is difficult for me. He talked a little bit about me. He talked about the difference between a generalist and a soloist, somebody that has a broad picture, and a generalist that can do many things, versus somebody who's a soloist or a specialist in one area. They both have their places, they both have their positions, they both have the different things that they need to do. But if you're going to be a successful leader and grow, then you got to continue to look at it as a generalist. That's the difference between a soloist and a conductor. A soloist is an expert at their area or their field, where a conductor is conducting the orchestra, and we need to keep our position. But I want to talk and unpack statement number 4 just a little bit, and I want to talk about the hats that we wear. I titled this The Hats of Leadership, because Pastor Whitfield began to tell you that I am overseeing all of student ministries, all of foreign missions, associate of J.B. Whitfield Ministries. I've wore the hat of outreach. I've wore the hat of experience team. I've wore the hat. The only thing they haven't let me do is lead praise and worship, and I don't know why they won't let me wear that hat. Probably because I can't hold a tune in a wet paper bag sometimes, or the key of W. But there are different hats that we have to wear as a leader. And when you look at the leadership style of J.B. Whitfield Ministries, when you're talking about engaging in culture and strategy and action, there are some specific hats that you need to wear as a leader. So I brought some hats. Now these hats might not totally represent exactly what their title is, but I want to go over these. Now if you look at leadership hats just in general and you do a search or a study, you're going to find many different hats. But I've picked out 5 that we feel really focuses in on what we at J.B. Whitfield Ministries can help you do. And the first hat that I want us to talk about is the hat of a trainer. I got my training cap on. This is my little beanie training cap on. When you might wear a hat, the hat of a trainer. The purpose of a trainer, you help develop the skills that shift behavior and results. See, as a leader, we've got to be able to train our people. Pastor Whitfield calls this model it. We've got to model. So the hat we wear is the hat maybe of a trainer, maybe a Rocky. You're focusing on those things. You focus your energy to make sure the content is delivered. You know, I look at the 4 training steps when I look at the hat of a trainer, and training step number 1 is I do, you watch. Training step number 2 is I do, you help. Training step number 3 is you do, I help. Training step number 4 is you do, I watch. See, so sometimes you have to wear that hat of a trainer. You're down in there, you're training, you are developing the skills that shift the behavior and the results to the desired future that you want. So that's one of the hats we sometimes wear, the hat of a trainer. And I could go in really deep with this, but at Tuesday Tips, we're giving you those nuggets, we're giving you those things that will help you along. The next one that we want to look at is the hat of a facilitator. I got my Army hat on. Sir, yes, sir. We're facilitating. That helps others collaborate on the subject matter. A facilitator is one who maybe facilitates spirit storming. A facilitator is one who will help us go. I tell you, Pastor Barr is great at this. This is where he's the whiteboard king. He is one of the ones that can facilitate a meeting and help collaborate on all the subject matters and get it on the board. It helps people it helps the group begin to focus on their purpose and not lose the outcomes, not lose sight of what you need to do. You have facilitator, that facilitation hat that you wear. You don't want to lose sight on where you're going or the end results. And a facilitator can help bring all that together. Here's another one that I like to wear. Hat number 3 is the coach. Got my Agape Strong baseball hat on. This is the coach. And when you're the coach, you're helping others reach their desired outcomes by shifting behavior and performance. You see coaches on baseball teams, basketball teams, football teams. They're coaching their team. They're giving directions. They're helping them reach their desired performance. They're pulling out the best inside of them. When you look at a coach's hat, that's more performance driven. You're helping bring out the potential that is inside of your teammates. It's inside of your leaders. It's inside of your staff. It's inside of those around you. Come on, I see some people thumbs up and giving us some hellos and hallelujahs. But that's another hat that you wear. So you got your training hat, you got your facilitator hat, you got your coaching hat that you wear. Here's another one I like to wear sometimes. Get them all on. I'll get all these hats in. This is my, you like that hat? You like that hat? This is my hat number 4 is a mentor hat. Now a mentor hat, that's easy for me to say. The mentor hat is a hat that helps you to help others to develop themselves, not just the skills. This is developmental driven. Where a coach's hat may be, it may be performance driven. The facilitator, the mentor's hat is developmental driven. Let me slow down just a little bit. As Pastor Whitfield says to me, slow down, Pastor Michael. I get talking really fast. But the mentor hat is one where you specifically begin to focus in and mentor that developmental possibilities and potentials inside that individual. Focus that you're role modeling, you're guiding, you're motivating, you're identifying, you're goal setting. Then that's another hat that we as a leader have to wear. We have to wear these hats in such a way that we can help mine the resources. So again, you got your training hat, you have your facilitator hat, you have your coach's hat, you have your mentor hat. Now this hat might not fit this one. Some of you, this is just a different hat that I had in my house. Is the hat of a consultant. It's my sailor's hat. The hat of a consultant. The hat of a consultant. So you got all these hats that you wear. What's a consultant? You advise people. Once you get to a certain point and the team is built up to a certain level, you begin to advise people on how to do things with concrete strategies and to implement and to attain for acceleration. When you begin to put on your consultant hat, you might have to be down there in the training, the doing. You get into the macro, you get into the larger things where you're taking the energy of your team, that you understand the issues and offer strategies to tackle the issues and lead with results. So we wear many hats. That's why it says you can't do everything, but you can lead many things. And the purpose of that is the different hats that you as a leader have to wear at different seasons, different times, different stages of your team development. There may be, if you have a young team that's just beginning to grow and beginning to gel, you may stay in your trainer hat for a long time because you've got to model it, you've got to expend it, you've got to do those things, you've got to begin to understand those things. So you wear that hat. I'll ask you a question. What hat do you wear the most? Some of you may be in that coaching hat where you're helping the performance of the team because you're coaching them. You're putting the right players in the right places, in the right position at the right times. You can't pull your starting pitcher too soon. You can't bring the relief pitcher in there too soon. But as you lead it and wear those different hats, let me ask you this question also. So not only what hat do you wear most, what hat do you wear well? See, I am a doer, so I easily fall into wearing that training or that hat number 2 and hat number 1, number 2, the trainer or the facilitator. I'll get in there and I'll wear the hat with the people sometimes, and I've got to pull myself out and to begin to wear my other leadership hats that I need to wear. But you all have different stages, different areas, different arenas that you have to wear these hats in order for you to lead efficiently. Now, I could dig in deeper. Part of Tuesday Tips is to give you a nugget, because that way you subscribe to JB Whitfield Ministries. You go to visit our website, jbwhitfield.com. You begin to understand, hey guys, you begin to understand everything that you have. So these are just nuggets and tips to help you grow along the way. And as you grow along the way, JB Whitfield Ministries wants to come alongside of you and help you wear all of these wonderful hats that we wear. Here, I'm getting all my, see, and I wear those hats at different times. Whew, hopefully I didn't mess my hair up. That's why I keep it short. I wear those hats at different times. Now, at the beginning of this broadcast, I told you that I had a very exciting announcement. Pastor Whitfield thanked you. We had such a wonderful August 20 and 21 was a wonderful Lead 20 simulcast. Well, guess what? We're getting ready to do part 2. Lead 20 simulcast part 2. Mark your calendars to Thursday, October 29th. It's going to be broadcast 12 to 2 Eastern Standard Time. So that'll equate all over the world for everybody that is around there. That means in Kenya, those of you watching from Kenya, you'll be able to watch from 7 to 9 p.m. on Thursday night. So Thursday night, October 29th, Pastor Whitfield, John Grunwald, myself are coming back for part 2. And we're going to do some exciting things in part 2. So be looking for the emails. Registration is open. It is free for you to register. And the other thing I want you to understand is when you register, you get access. You'll get an access link that when we go live, that will be available for you. So the Lead 20 simulcast part 2, Thursday, October 29th, mark your calendars, 12 to 2. We're going to do some different things here. There's actually going to be a question and answer time for us to get together and help answer your questions live right on the spot. So we need your participation. Amen? Well, I hope you figured out what hat you're going to go and wear today in your leadership skills. JB Whitfield is there for you. JB Whitfield Ministries is there for you. We love you, and I'll see you with another tip next Tuesday on Tuesday Tips at 10 a.m. Bless you and love you.